Welcome to the Gospel with the Church Fathers. Today is the Friday of the 31st week in Ordinary Time. Thank you for watching today. Please subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share on your social media. Thank you. Today's Gospel is from St. Luke chapter 16 verses 1 through 8, and the commentaries are taken from Pseydo-Chrysostom, St. Ambrose, and St. Augustine. The Gospel. Jesus said to his disciples, "A rich man had a steward who was reported to him for squandering his property. He summoned him and said, 'What is this I hear about you? Prepare a full account of your stewardship, because you can no longer be my steward.' The steward said to himself, 'What shall I do now that my master is taking the position of steward away from me? I am not strong enough to dig, and I am ashamed to beg. I know what I shall do so that when I am removed from the stewardship, they may welcome me into their homes.' He called in his master's debtors one by one. To the first he said, 'How much do you owe my master?' He replied, 100 measures of olive oil. He said to him, 'Here is your promissory note. Sit down and quickly write one for 50. Then to another he said, 'And how much do you owe?' He replied, 100 measures of wheat. He said to him, 'Here is your promissory note. Write one for 80. And the master commended that dishonest steward for acting prudently. For the children of this world are more prudent in dealing with their own generation than the children of light. The commentaries. Pseydo-Chrysostom. There is a certain erroneous opinion inherent in mankind, which increases evil and lessens good. It is the feeling that all the good things we possess in the course of our life, we possess as lords over them, and accordingly we seize them as our especial goods. But it is quite the contrary. For we are placed in this life not as lords in our own house, but as guests and strangers, led whither we would not, and at a time we think not of. He who is now rich suddenly becomes a beggar. Therefore, whoever you are, know yourself to be a dispenser of the things of others, and that the privileges granted you are for a brief and passing use. Cast away then from your soul the pride of power, and put on the humility and modesty of a steward. St. Ambrose. From this we learn then that we are not ourselves the masters, but rather the stewards of the property of others. St. Augustine. The steward whom his lord cast out of his stewardship is nevertheless commended because he provided himself against the future, as it follows, and the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. We ought not, however, to take the whole for our imitation, for we should never act deceitfully against our Lord, in order that from the fraud itself we may give alms.